What is going on, everyone? This is Dillon from WeTheCoasters. We're checking on into Universal Orlando Resort. It is about close to 4th of July, so at the time of this recording, really 4th of July, but just want to say, those celebrating Independence Day, thank you so much. Hope you guys have a wonderful time no matter where you're at, and stay tuned for more content from WeTheCoasters. Without further ado, let's get started in today's visit and show you the big updates going by, because a lot's happened since our last visit here. Jurassic World Rebirth is now out in theaters, so Universal has a huge promotion to the movie going on by. So check it out whenever you do. They do have screens going on at the Cinemark over here. And of course, we mentioned from before, the Nintendo store is now officially opened up here, which is awesome. Check it out whenever you do. Also, if you do go inside here, the shortcut is available. And of course, you can now get butterbeer here with the Harry Potter section also in the area, which is super cool. Now, we gotta go by studios real quick, even though we're not gonna go in there right away, but we do gotta showcase it because lots of huge updates going around the area. Wait till you see it right now. Now I want to show you, we are over by Voodoo Donut, Menchie's, and NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Wait till you see it here. Yes, so we have to show you out here on purpose because I know closer won't give you really good justice, but this used to be the walkway where you would go to the Blue Man Group right around over here. And since then, they've actually demolished the entire area. They have made a makeshift ramp for wheelchairs because it would be right over here. And now you can actually see what would be the former Nickelodeon Studios, which is that white and blue building right over there, visibly shown. And of course, Rip Ride Rockit's little turnaround area that's right over here is very, very visible now, instead of the former walkways there. Now, as you know, Blue Man Group has been closed since 2020. And no word of a replacement for that yet. However, they do the Grinch show that goes around whenever the holidays are around and all that. And also, they'll use that area for the holiday VIP tour as well. So that's big to see overall there. But lots of questions going on for Rip Ride Rockit. Before we talk about the replacement, let's talk about Rip Ride Rockit because lots of updates have happened about that roller coaster. Let's explain when we get over there. Or at least go by Rip Ride Rockit. They have Battlestar Galactica merch over here, which is really, really cool. $45 for this shirt over here and $35 for the regulars there, but that's cool. They're starting to sell that here, though. So I want to show you, they have the walls extended out to over here. So I don't know what they're really going to do, unless it's going to be a new planned walkway and the ride's going to go over to here or something. I'm not entirely too certain, but I'm guessing that could be the case. So, speaking of Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, that's that red coaster right over here. If last you remember, I mentioned in a video saying that it was going to close in September. That's what Universal said. Well, they have backtracked to what they have said is now going to close mid-August, August 18th to be exact. So, they've extended all around over here to where Hard Rock Cafe is, right over here. And if you saw from the view that I had on the camera, from that area above, you can actually view the old Nickelodeon Studios from there. Well, turns out, you know, they're doing a lot of big work here, and there's a lot of rumors to what is going on. There is a good likely chance that the ride is going to be made by Intamin, that's no doubt about it, and that's going to be a vertical launch LSM roller coaster. That's what I'm hearing is the main candidate there. But the other big thing that really is going around for that roller coaster replacing Rip Ride Rockit is that which IP theme is going to be taking over. I've heard things about Back to the Future. I don't see that happening. I've heard Fast and Furious, which is likely, but I also don't see that happening. But the one that really does stand out is Ghostbusters. And I can definitely see that 120% happening. Why? Very simple. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit is currently situated in the New York section. When it first opened, it was in Production Central, and then when Minions took over, the Production Central area got moved to New York. So you could tell, two lands, it just didn't work out well. And that happens. So, I totally see the fact that this roller coaster that's going to take over Rip Ride Rockit is going to be themed to Ghostbusters, and just makes much more sense. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen, but I do not see Fast and Furious, you know, taking over that spot and then Supercharge closing. Besides, especially with the rumor that Simpson is eventually going to close, they're going to keep Supercharge open for some time. I don't see that happening, so that's just something that you have to forewarn in advance in the situation ahead of time there. Because from before, they do have a wheelchair ramp that's makeshift, that's right over here, and you can access the side of Hard Rock still. So kind of want to give you forewarning in advance, but they have covered that whole area up. I'm gonna be going to the studios and do Rip Ride Rockit eventually, but again, just want to show you that though. It is absolutely mental that they've done that though. I cannot wait what's gonna happen, but they have fast-tracked it. And another big thing over here in City Walk, Lone Palm, they have got the plane back, which is awesome. However, it's still behind walls though, so it's not open yet, but that's cool. They've got the plane back on the thing. They had to refurb it, and good to see it actually back on the land. But as far as when Lone Palm Airport's gonna reopen, no word yet, but it is a very popular spot, especially before you get to Islands and have a drink. Speaking of Islands, that's where we're gonna go right now first. And actually, want to make a very quick note about Tucson. They're actually working on this side of the stairs, so it is open, but only the right stairs here. Left stairs, they're still doing some work. So I'm guessing putting some paint on and some other stuff there. So that's good. All right, as we're here at Islands Adventure, I almost forgot to mention too, this is actually the first time I've been to Universal since Epic Universal's grand opening. So, of course, we are in peak summer season here. And the wait times, what I've seen, Hagrid's is only 120 minutes, which I have something to talk about with that one. That's big news I haven't mentioned yet. And also, Velocicoaster is under 40 minutes last I saw, so that's actually not bad for a summer timeline here at Universal Orlando Resort. Ironic enough about Velocicoaster, it recently just turned 4 years old this very year. So hard to believe next year in 2026 will be 5, which that is scary to imagine. My goodness gracious. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's actually, let's see. I think we should actually go to Hagrid's first. Let's talk about that and go from there. As we make our way from Seuss Landing to Lost Continent, I haven't heard anything what's going on with Lost Continent. I know people have been saying that there's some development going on by, but I haven't heard anything yet. But, I don't know, we can see it. There's a turtle right over here swimming. There's a duck in the back there. Kind of see the little dot right over here. That is a turtle right there. That's cool. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only thing that there's left to do in Lost Continent that's technically open is the shops and dining. That's pretty much it. No attractions, just shop and eat, which is a bummer. And to see a really cool waterfall too. Now the only like true place to eat here is Mythos, which is this building right over here, and Fire Eaters, which is right over here. And then there's also the kebab place that's over there, but not really as used. But the Science Fury, gone. Sinbad, way down there, gone. So that's a bummer to say the least. Anyways, we have to address something that, well, made a change very, very recent. Well, I shouldn't say very recently, but definitely in the month of June. And it's big. This was rumored for quite some time, and they finally pulled the trigger on it. You may have noticed some things are missing around here. Well, the extended line that would normally take place for Hagrid's doesn't really need to be existing anymore, because Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure now offers Express, and that is huge. So Hagrid's now included with the Express. It's been long rumored for some time that it was going to need it, and finally it is now reality. Right now, currently a 2-hour wait, and you can see it. There it is, right here. Our first ride that we are going to be doing since returning to Universal Orlando is going to be Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Looks like currently listed as a, I'm trying to read the sign because of the sunlight, a 20-minute wait. So we're going to do single rider, and we'll see how long we wait for that. I'm pretty sure we'll be waiting like 5 minutes, so let's go. Forbidden Journey. Let me just say, it's a good ride, but man, they really need to fix the effects on that ride. Shut down for like 6-7 months and fix it. My goodness. So many effects have just been like deteriorating or not working. It's been 15 years. Come on, Universal, do the thing. Just close it down and fix it. You'll do everyone a favor by doing that. People really like that ride. Fix it, please. Looks like Velocicoaster has jumped up to 45 minutes now. Yes. So much for waiting for 30. But I'm tempted to wait through that, but also it is pretty hot out here, so that's something to say the least. They have a strawberry crispy cookie. Huh. Oh, not too bad. All right. I still will come back to Velocicoaster in a little bit. I want to get wet because I'm hot. Welcome to Florida. Let's go. Get on a water ride. And I do want to showcase in the shops, they still have these Epic Universe grand opening bottles that you see right over here, as well as Epic Universe shirts that are also all around there. So if you do see these bottles, snag them up while you can. It is worth it. Trust me when I say this, cannot wait to get back on this ride. Especially after I did Voyage about a few weeks ago. Well, actually no, scratch that, a month ago rather. And that was a lot of fun. It was great. So I'm pretty sure that ride is a little more better than Voyage, but Voyage was easily the best wooden roller coaster I've ever been on. So I can't believe I've been back, you know, here since then. So yeah. Anyways, Jurassic Park River Adventure. It does have a bit of a line, but I'm gonna see if they have a single rider available. I'm pretty sure they do, but if not, oh yeah, there is. Let's do it. It's 55 minutes right now. Goodness. Okay, so River Adventure, I did the back row, and back row was good, but man, that ride also needs a lot of love eventually down the road. So I'm gonna do something rather different. I'm gonna try to see how well this works out. But I'm gonna do Dudley Do Right. It's not because I'm not one to do the ride. I'm curious to see what single rider is like. So if the wait time is really, really bad, last I seen was a 95-minute wait. So we're gonna go up to the wait time thing and see what it says, which is 90 minutes. Okay, so went down 5 minutes there. I'm gonna test out single rider and see how it is. So let's do that. And scratch that. The ride, literally as I hopped in line, just broke down. Go figure. But that don't look good though. Oh boy. Dr. Doom's Fearfall. Currently this is a 15-minute wait. Even though I'd like to wait in that line, I'll just do single rider. Why not? All right, so as you can tell, there was a rainstorm that happened, but I got to do a rain ride on Dr. Doom's Fearfall. Let me just say, a tower ride in the rain, holy moly. Like, I got wet, man, with the rain, but that was freaking awesome. I loved it. That was so cool. So, some of the outdoor rides are closed because of the weather. One of them is Hulk. I believe Velocicoaster and Hagrid's are closed right now, but they'll eventually reopen when the rain is, you know, stopping. But oh my god, Dr. Doom in the rain, that was pure fun. Oh my word. And oh my goodness, that was crazy. Yeah, there's like a small like rain cell that's here, and it just rained the area, and it did the typical oh boy, quick rains, and just went on down. But oh my word. Anyways, on to the next ride that we'll do. I forgot to mention, when you enter the Sinbad area, or what was Sinbad area, they have stuff for the DreamWorks live action film of the How to Train Your Dragon that's shown on the bridge over here for the movie promotion of the movie that came out just earlier this year, about rather a month ago, maybe, give or take, or sometime a little earlier than that. And here on this adventure, they have a toothless photo spot, not similar to the animatronic that's over in Epic Universe, but rather a still statue of it that is right over here. As you can see, this is the spot. Nice work, Universal. I like the idea. So I got to do Hagrid's. So made it through the line very well, and then rain delay. Huge rain delay. Waited for about an hour. I got row 2. So you know what? I am not upset about that at all. I'm very, very satisfied. Although normally I would never wait that long for a rain delay and all. But Hagrid's, I'll make a rare exception. So, now that I've got Hagrid's out of the way, time to do the other roller coaster that's over here, Velocicoaster. So, let's go there right now. So, Velocicoaster, currently a 55-minute wait. We'll come back to that a little later. But check this out. We have a nice photo op right over here of Jurassic World Rebirth, which, ironically enough, as making this recording, is out right now as we speak. So, that's really cool how they have this out here right here. Very cool photo op that's here. I don't know how long this will be out here, but I have to say this is very impressive for what they're doing here for the new movie. But good work, Universal. I want to show real quick over in the Dino Burger and where the Discovery Center is, they have Jurassic World Rebirth stuff over here as well, which is super neat. I love how they have the scene like from the original boat for the original story and all that. Very cool idea concept that they did there for Rebirth. Velocicoaster. Got to ride back row. It was fun. It was great. Loved it. That was fantastic of a ride. Gotta say though, I had a weird mini vibration points to like the first half, but after that it was all fine. So it was a little weird, but I still enjoyed it. It was great. All right, that's enough about its adventure. Now, shoot, yeah, that was weird. All right, now we got the other way. Let's head over to Universal Studios Florida. Show you about Rip Ride Rockit and everything else from there. I noticed something interesting. The train is apparently 15 minutes. Interesting. So let's head over to the Hogwarts Express, take the train to Studios. Haven't done that in a while. 10 minutes for the train and Islands? Worth it. Now we're over at Universal Studios Florida. We're gonna finish up the rest of our day here and going on by. So as you can see, one of the few events of Amity's still here, or enough as Jaws celebrating 50 years. The bathrooms are still being worked on as we speak. We're gonna go this way because, well, we gotta do the best ride ever. But before we get on the best ride ever, we have to showcase what's going on the side. Uh-oh. Look at what I see. It's stuff for Halloween Horror Nights all around here. And these will probably change to Halloween Horror Nights once the summer season is over and they're about ready to transform into HHN. But of course, Mini Amity is still here as we speak, which is super cool that they got that. But there's a bit more that I want to showcase that I did not mention with the Jaws thing that I found out recently from a video. So you have to go behind the boat to understand something. There was a bit of a note that was here, and you have to look very carefully. It says, please return at the end of the ship, which is Skip. Skip was the person that did the last ever ride of Jaws as a skipper. Unfortunately, he sadly passed away in 2021 to a car accident that took place with him and his son. So unfortunately, a major loss there for sure within the Universal community. But I have to say though, this whole thing that you see here, where you can even turn the boat and all that, super cool. I'm so glad Universal brought this here because this is one of the coolest things that's been done. And everyone who's been coming to this area has been huge fan favorites overall. Now I did miss on Ryan's Supercharged for the day, but if you look very carefully, this spot right over here where they do the haunted house, Jason Universe, it is getting under construction, so that's a big sign though. Can't wait. Let's head to the New York section here. A lot to talk about before we ride Revenge of the Mummy. And I mean, this is big, as there's a lot of things that are possibly going down within the entire land. Well, excluding, aforementioned, Revenge of the Mummy. Now, if you notice, they do have work walls around the area where Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit's turnaround area is, heading into this little section right here. But there's a big thing that's about it. A very big thing. Even though they're doing enhancements around the area, and they're blocking this whole section off, there's one thing that remains that's a big, big, big Easter egg. It's this right here. If you notice, this is the Historic Preservation Act, Save New Yorkers, or Save New York's Treasures, restoration of the historic Engine 89 firehouse. This project is being funded in part by the generous support of the Casey Foundation as administered by the Midtown Park Service. But weirdly, the firehouse itself is not totally blocked off. So, it really does make you wonder what is going on. And I have a really big suspicion that we may see a return of Ghostbusters just by this alone. I do not see it being Fast and Furious just by that. And it's really big though. Again, we'll find out more details not only when Rip Ride Rockit closes down, but once Universal releases more details about what will be replacing Rip Ride Rockit in a later time. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Ghostbusters with the Ecto-1, and I can't wait. The other one that really goes around is regarding this ride right here, Race to New York, starring Jimmy Fallon. With the Tonight Show NBC Studios marquee out here, it's rumored that this attraction may close, and it's only 10 years old? I find that hard enough to believe. Although, the original source that posted about it, there really hasn't been a lot of, well, hearsay about where and how the reasoning is, so I may have to actually ride this to see if that really is the case. Oddly enough, this ride has a 35-minute wait. Would have never thought in the world, but here I am. Now, oddly, they've actually brought these back, and I do understand for one reason alone. It is technically the summer season, so the crowds are obviously going to be much more crazier than ever from before. But the only other way to imagine that this ride would close down would be, well, if a lot of things are not working. If you can see here, the touchscreen games that they have over here, they are working. And for the most part, they still have that 2010 aesthetic, so it's not really fully updated, but you know, it has it, give or take. And even where they have the stage for when they have the Ragtime Gals and hashtag Panda, they're not having them out there. So it really does make you wonder, is it really the case that Fountain's going to close though? I'll have to double check if the Ragtime Gals are no longer in there, but I don't think they are. And the only thing that's left is, well, hashtag Panda. All right, so I had an update from a cast member, and apparently there has been said that the Ragtime Gals still are a thing, but they go by the hour, but they really have not been performing as much lately. So if anyone else knows more about that, let me know in the description down below. Or not description, but the comments rather. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what is the case. In the meantime, we'll be waiting about a few more minutes with our turn. Orange is gonna be called next, and then red, because remember, it is by the NBC logo, because they have all the colors that are there. So if you're familiar with the logo, you're familiar with the colors. They also have a black of this one here, and normally when that happens, just show them that you're all good. But I'm gonna do the traditional waiting period, because why not? Even though I do not like this ride a lot, I'm just doing this for the science to see if really, well, the rumors of its closing can really be seen or noticed. All right, so I actually did that. Yikes. I will say though, nothing to report on anything that looked too off on the actual ride. However, it's funny that like 2 times as I'm waiting there, the ride had to stop due to a safety issue because someone dropped their bag on the side. I don't know, it was weird, like a tourist. So, yeah, interesting. All right, the other reason why we're here. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. We finally made it here. So if you haven't heard by now, it is closing August 18th. So we got about a month and a half till this ride is available, and that is it. So I don't know what to expect on this one here, and I have not ridden this since March or February, whatever it was. But I'm looking forward to doing this. Right now it is a 35-minute wait. So I'm going to do single rider, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm actually very excited to ride this. This is the only Mauer in Florida, and this is actually their biggest roller coaster they've ever made, and well, that ain't gonna last much longer. Let's ride. Well, I am so happy I got on this again. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. Haven't rode this in like months. Feel so happy. Got the bonus music that was on there, 710, whatever that was, but man, that was fun. We got on row 4. Not bad for the wait. That was fun. Very, very fun. Happy to have gotten on that again. So happy. But remember, get here before August 18th to ride this, because after that, it'll close for good. Of course, with a ride like that, I have to point out they do have the shirts over here, the Farewell Tour 2025. It is still here. There it is. For $30, get it while you can. I think I've been around here long enough today, and with this weather, how it's looking here, yeah, I think I'm ready to get out of here for the day. It is looking very, very gloomy and nasty, and it looks like there's going to be a really big rainstorm coming on by, so yep, I think that's my cue where I am getting out of here. That was fun though. Nice little trip that I had here overall, and had a really good time. Can't complain, none. Well, that's going to do it here at Universal Orlando Resort. Thank you guys for tuning on in. If you like what we do here at WeTheCoasters, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for brand new channel, hit that bell notification for any future uploads. Follow us on all of our socials, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Threads. Once again, my name is Dillon. Thank you guys for tuning on in. It feels so great to be back home here in Florida, especially where those arches are. Hold on, get it this right. Right over there. All that there. So until then, I'll see you guys until the next video. Till then, rock on everyone, and have a good 4th of July. Peace.